Cancer, this is your money reading, and this is a timeless reading. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, please don't try to make it fit. I am just a person sitting here reading the energy and the tarot cards. And of course, I am your host and tarot reader, KC Phoenix of You Can Handle the Truth Tarot. All right, so I have multiple decks out here. I have a wellness deck with a focus on money. I have a regular money oracle deck, and then I have two tarot decks. Lots of energy going on, lots of things to discuss. Let's go ahead and break it down, and we will start with the wellness deck. One of the first cards that came out was fast, where it's saying that fasting can bring you a little bit closer to your goals by making you feel one with what you're doing spiritually. And I just heard spiritual enhancement is what I heard, a spiritual enhancement. Fasting can help with that. Also, clarity of mind. For some of you, you may be giving up certain things to fast that might be on your agenda during this period. I know that we just had a Mercury retrograde, and we're coming out of that now as I'm recording this, which is July the 25th. I'm recording this. And for some of you, maybe you slip back into old habits during the retrograde, because again, the old comes back for cycles to be closed out. That's why people that you haven't heard from show up all of a sudden, and you might find yourself doing things that you thought you had stopped doing. I can see you quote unquote getting back on the wagon, might be the phrase, and focusing more on cleaner foods, cleaner energy, consuming maybe just a lunch and that's it, but a large lunch, or either a large early dinner around like 4 or 5 p.m. I'm also getting that some of you might be doing this in a partnership type way. Like it's sort of, you know how you have like those book clubs and things like that, where all of you are reading the book together. Some of you might be doing something similar with eating and fitness, but I feel like there's more of an emphasis on eating, especially with the fast card coming out, where you are all together saying, okay, this is our meal plan for this week. This is what we're eating. We plan on doing our 10,000 or 20,000 steps here. Let's work out the logistics and everything else. Something of that nature. I just feel like whatever your goal is, it might be a group effort. And there's nothing wrong with that. Another card that came out is Unlimited. And what this card is talking about is remembering that you are multidimensional. Some of you might be dealing with rough issues right now, especially financially, where you just feel it's really, really dark right now. And what I can tell you is that this is temporary. And also, you have unlimited resources. That's what this Unlimited card is saying. You have unlimited resources. I'll quickly jump into the tarot and go back and forth. A confirmation of that is the Magician. The Magician card came out, which this is Gemini energy, the Magician. So this card came out and is saying that you have everything you need. You have unlimited resources. Another oracle card that came out in the wellness deck is Consistency. And that's what was coming out where I was talking about discipline. The reason that discipline kept hitting me is because in one of the other oracle decks, the money oracle deck, budget came out. Some of you might be budgeting, or you're preparing to start a budget. And a budget is about discipline, is what that's about. Now, I will tell you, don't feel like you have to go without everything just because you're on a budget. One of the greatest things I ever heard, which was by Grant Cardone, and he was saying, yes, you should live below your means if that's the only money you have coming in. But he's like, living below your means doesn't necessarily have to be the only option. The other option is make more money. So if some of you are like, you know what, I don't necessarily want to cut back on this, is like, I could cut back on that, but I don't want to cut back on this. Okay, fine. Then you should consider bringing in that extra revenue, finding ways to bring in that extra revenue so you can hold on to certain quote unquote luxuries that you would like to have. However, regardless of whether you have $10 in your bank account or $10 million in your, which I hope you don't have $10 million in your bank account, it should be invested in multiple financial vehicles, just saying. But whether you have $10 in your bank account or $10 million in your bank account, it's all about a budget, knowing where your money is going. And with budget coming out, with consistency coming out, with the Four of Pentacles coming out, all of this for me is talking about discipline. That is what this is signaling back to, is discipline. Also fasting. The fasting and being mindful of what you eat in fitness, all of that is about discipline. Multitasking, discipline, because the multitasking card came out in the Money Oracle deck. Another card that came out, which we love this, Filthy Rich. And what this is saying is, it says, I'm showered with money. That is the quote on this card. I'm showered with money. Just like on the consistency card, I am determined. That is the quote on that card. All of this goes back to letting go of old ideas, being disciplined enough to walk forward and step into new ideas, to step into new work routines, workflows that will help you achieve your goals, staying consistent with those workflows. And multitasking can help you do that. Another card that came out is training. Some of you might be starting a training, whether it's at your current job or whether you're considering getting some type of certificate, or I don't know why. I just heard something about teaching. I think somebody might want to become a teacher, and you need to do your training for that. Also, I heard teacher's assistant now as well. Some of you might be doing a teacher's assistant job, but I did hear teaching. So you might have to take some type of certification or certifications, plural, for training to become a teacher's assistant or just to become a teacher, in addition to whatever coursework you may have college-wise. But there is some type of training that may be happening for some of you. Another card that came out in the Wellness Oracle is Retreat. And this is about resting. This is about clarity of mind. I was about to say peace of mind, but then I heard clarity of mind. This is having a clear head when you make decisions. This is also about not burning yourself out. You have to pick your times when you step away from the world. And with this particular card, it's saying that you need to step away from the world in order to process the world. So step away from the outside in order to process the outside. As I'm going through this, another card that came out is growth. As I said before, some of you are working on things. You might have multiple projects going. You may be trying multiple income streams, many different things. Growth will be happening as long as you're consistent. As long as you're consistent, growth will be happening. You have to be disciplined. And also, toxic work environment came out. Some of you might be in a toxic work environment right now. I also heard that there might be a job offer. You may want to do some research on the company. I think like Glassdoor has people who comment on what happened at the job before, like did they enjoy it? Are the benefits good? Stuff like that. Is there room for growth at the job? Those types of things. If you haven't taken the job yet and you haven't checked the background, you may want to check the background on the job that you may have been offered, just to get an idea of the work environment, because employees usually do talk online and say exactly how things are at the job that they currently work at or where they might have worked. That information might be helpful. For others of you, if you're dealing with a toxic work environment right now, still put your best foot forward, meaning do your job. So whatever your scope of support is, make sure that you are at least meeting the job requirement. Don't just fall completely back. Do your job, but also pursue other options. Do your job, but pursue other options. See what is out there for you, because again, your resources are unlimited. The unlimited card came out in the wellness deck. Let's talk about the tarot, because I have two tarot decks here. We have double confirmations on two cards. We have a double confirmation on the High Priestess. So the High Priestess came out in the first deck and in the second deck. There is a lot of secrecy and a lot of intuition. The Lovers came out in one of the decks. For some of you, you might have some secret relationships or partnerships that you will be entering into. I am getting that some of you don't want people to know who you're dating or who you're sleeping with. You would rather keep it to yourself. Others of you, for partnerships, you might have a business partner that you don't want anyone to know about. And there may be a thing of, you don't necessarily want this person being approached by other people, is what I'm getting. Another double confirmation is the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups came out twice. It came out in the first deck, and then at the bottom of the deck, the King of Swords is there, but under the King of Swords, something told me to look, and it was the Three of Cups. So with the King of Swords is very, very disciplined. Swords is air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. There isn't a lot of emotion in the Swords. There's emotion in Cups. Cups is water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but not in the Swords. And for you, you might be a lot more methodical now with your approach, not just to your finances, but also to your relationships, whether it is a regular connection or whether it is a romantic connection. Any connection that you have can affect your finances, whether it is family, friends, or lovers, or work. Any connection that you have can affect your finances in one way or another. Because if you're dealing with people who are not financially stable and they need you, that then pulls on your resources. And if you have the ability to help and you don't mind helping, by all means. At the same time, you don't want to be a crutch to people. You don't want to be a doormat to people where they can always come to you for money and you're pouring into them, but they never pour into you. I mean, Cancer, I'm a Cancer too. You know how it goes. It is a thing of the air energy with the King of Swords sets boundaries. And again, with the High Priestess here, there's a lot of silence. The High Priestess doesn't say much. The High Priestess feels things and the High Priestess sees things. The High Priestess can usually see things that others can't see because the High Priestess has the ability to go in between worlds. It can go from the world of the living to the world of the spiritual. And having that additional ability, having that additional, clarity keeps on coming to mind, but having that additional resource where you can tap into a different viewpoint of things and a different side of information to bring forth knowledge that might not always be immediately available in the 3D, that will only benefit you. I do feel, even though you will be very methodical and very logical about your approach to things, you will also be very intuitive. You will be listening to your intuition a lot as time goes on with the decisions that you make. One of the cards that came out is the Seven of Pentacles, Earth energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. In this particular deck is my Monopoly deck. It says waiting patiently avenue. And that's what's happening with you. This is a slow burn. This is not you will receive something overnight. Will there be some type of cash infusion? Yes. Will it be surprising for some of you? Yes, because the Six of Pentacles is here. But this isn't something where you have this long-term wealth, or as they say, generational wealth, that it happens overnight. This is something that is a slow burn that will happen over time. Things are in your favor because the Sun came out, which is Leo energy, and is also the happiest card in the deck. Right now, we've just entered Leo season, for those of you who are listening to this during Leo season. And the Sun can be about expansion too. Just like Jupiter can be about expansion, so can the Sun. The Sun is the largest out of all. Everything revolves around the Sun. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo in your life. The other cards that are here is the Emperor. This goes back to discipline. Discipline This is why I titled this reading, Discipline is Your Yellow Brick Road to Riches. This is throughout all of this reading with the King of Swords and with the Emperor and with consistency and with multitasking and with budget. All of this screams discipline is what this is. The Lovers is here, which is Gemini energy, but the Lovers isn't always about love or connections. It's also about a choice. The Lovers was once the choice card. A lot of you are making the decision to be very logical in your approach. A lot of you are making the decision to set boundaries. 4 cards that came out together, it was the High Priestess, the Devil, which is Capricorn energy, Justice, which is Libra energy, and then the 6 of Pentacles. Some of you might feel like you've been trapped, as if you won't break free, as if you have to depend on others for help, or if you don't have anyone to depend on, that's why you feel you might have been locked in this financial jail or this spiritual jail or this mental jail. Justice is saying, no, that's not it. This is not forever. Things will turn in your favor. 6 of Pentacles, which also usually has a scale in it too, about things balancing out. The additional confirmation of that is the Temperance card, which is Sagittarius energy. And not only is it about balancing out, it goes back to discipline, because the Temperance card is about alchemy and it's about fluidity. And it's about taking something and putting it with something else and making it an even exchange. That's where discipline comes in at. And Temperance is saying, once you do that, because you've done that, this is where you start to receive that financial stability, that mental relief. Because when you're not financially stable, it messes with your mental sometimes. This is saying the mental relief is coming because you will be able to breathe financially. Another confirmation of that is the 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles, again, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy, Earth energy, the 3D energy is about financial balance. It's about pre-Empress energy where you are standing on your own. This is also an entrepreneur card. Like I said before, some of you might be starting businesses. You will have something to celebrate about because the 3 of Cups has come out twice. So this is confirming the 3 of Cups with the Sun. There's definitely something to be happy about. With the 3 of Wands, this is saying your ships are coming in. I have 3. I have 3 of Wands, 3 of Cups, 3 of Cups. 3, 3, 3. Look up 333 when you get a chance. So with expansion happening, with the discipline, going back to the 4 of Pentacles, this is that budget card. 4 of Pentacles can be a scarcity mindset sometimes, but also 4 of Pentacles can be about frugality. 4 of Pentacles can say, you know what? I'm not getting the subscription. I love ESPN, but I'm not subscribing to ESPN, or I love Hulu. I'm not subscribing right now. Let me cut back on that. You know what? I usually buy organic this, but I'll get the regular this time. You know what? I was planning on taking a vacation, but I'll hold off and do it in about 6 months once things are more stable. That is 4 of Pentacles energy. That is budget energy. That is discipline. That is being a mindful steward of your resources, which is Emperor energy. Judgment is here. The Judgment card is out, which is Scorpio energy. This is you making the decision to sever unhealthy relationships with anything that doesn't serve you. If it is an unhealthy financial relationship, you are severing it. Meaning if you have someone who constantly asks you for money, you're putting an end to it. If you're spending money on certain things that you know you can do without, and at the end of the day, it actually hurts you more than it helps you, you're putting an end to it. If you know that your toxic work environment is affecting your health, You're taking the steps and making the moves to remove you from that environment as soon as possible. You're making the judgment to be disciplined and move forward. Now, a lot of the stuff you are doing is happening in secret. You are being very secretive. See, and that's more of a Scorpios are more, when we talk to signs of the zodiac, I would probably say Scorpio is the most secretive sign. You're entering that type of energy where you just don't want people knowing your business. Like it's a thing of where if you have a business or if your job or position or whatever you're pursuing requires you to be in the spotlight, fine. But you will be very strategic, King of Swords, about what you broadcast to people, about what you tell people you are doing. If it serves you to be open about something, meaning you gain something by giving something on being open, fine, you're okay with it. But just to put out random information to put it out, you're not doing that anymore. You're keeping and again, I really feel like some of you will enter a romantic relationship and keep it secret the rest of this year. Like if any of you enter a relationship this year, you're going to end up keeping it secret more than likely. You might make it public next year, but if you're really with someone, I don't see you making it public this year. As for business relationships, I don't see you making it public. What I'm getting is you're just keeping your head down and doing what needs to be done to get you to your financial goals. Also, at the bottom of the other tarot deck, the Monopoly tarot deck, is the Ace of Swords. So we have King of Swords at the bottom of one of the tarot decks and Ace of Swords at the bottom of the other tarot deck. And Ace of Swords is a victory card, but also Ace of Swords is about truth. And not just you speaking the truth, but hearing the truth. There may be some type of information that you receive that will lead you to more resources, more better finances, upgraded finances, something that you may not have known that you found out through a collaboration of talking with people, or some type of intuitive psychic hit that you received. Because again, High Priestess came out twice, where you just picked up a feeling and you decided to invest in something or do something, and it turns out to be a windfall for you. I do see that energy there. As I'm looking over the cards, what all of this is confirming is that your discipline, your patience will bring you the long-term stability that you seek. It's all about how you view things, how you view your resources. Don't think that you are limited. Don't think that you have limitations, because you don't. Again, in the wellness deck, the unlimited card came out. You are multidimensional. There isn't anything that you can't touch. You have the ability to touch pretty much all that you see. Discipline is the thing that will get you there in an efficient amount of time. If there's a lack of discipline, then there will be a lack of consistency, which will lead to a lack of resources. In order to have that Nine of Pentacles energy, and don't forget, the Four of Pentacles is next to the Nine of Pentacles. So that's that budget. This is watching over your resources that are coming in. And 4 plus 9 is 1. So 4 Pentacles plus, or excuse me, 4 Pentacles plus the 9 of Pentacles is 10 Ace, 2 of Pentacles, and then 3 of Pentacles. So that's 3 of Pentacles energy. I was thinking it was Ace of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles, so that's another partnership, is what that is. There's something significant about a partnership. So yeah, 4 plus 9 is 3 for the 3 of Pentacles. Be very, very open to partnerships. Use your intuition to vet, use all resources, King of Swords energy. Look at partnership offers very carefully, especially with Venus retrograde coming. Venus retrograde is coming. It starts on October the 1st, if I'm not mistaken, but pre-retrograde starts on August 31st. It's like a month before Venus retrograde and then a month after Venus retrograde. So it's October the 1st. I think it ends sometime in November, and then the post-retrograde is December. So I think it's October the 1st to November the 15th, if I'm not mistaken. And then the post-retrograde is like November the 15th to December the 15th. If you're looking to enter a new deal, be very mindful if you do it during that period. Look at everything very, very closely. If it is a short-term deal, that would probably be better than a long-term deal. Just throwing it out there. But like I said before, discipline is your yellow brick road to riches. And Cancer, that is your money message. Until next time, be blessed.